Christmas is over, but the festivities continue. Today, I'm making a quick, easy, make-ahead dessert. I hope you'll join me. Thanks for joining me today on Susan's Cozy Kitchen. I'm making an Eclair cake. So most recipes that you see for an Eclair cake call for Cool Whip. If you notice out here, I do not have any Cool Whip. That's because I'm making my own whipped cream. It might sound difficult, but it isn't at all. It's one of the easiest things to do. Here's my 1 cup of whipping cream and my nice chilled bowl. And I want to get all that creamy goodness, so I'm going to scrape it out. Okay. And 1 cup of whipping cream will make 2 cups of whipped cream. And I'm just going to turn it on. And I'm just going to let this whip until it gets stiff and forms a peak. It'll take 3 or 4 minutes, not long. Okay, it's light and it's fluffy, and if I keep going, it's going to separate. So we will call this done. Since I'm using my whisk for the next part, I'm going to clean it off a little bit. Now, let's move this, put this one back on. All right, I have 2 of the 3.4 ounce pudding and pie filling packages. This is French vanilla, but if you prefer, or if you just have 2 packages of plain vanilla on hand, that works also. So here's the first package. Pour that in there. Here's the next package. Now, I need 3.5 cups of milk. Okay, first 2 cups. All right. And now another 1.5 cups. If you were making the pudding, you would do 4 cups. So this is a little less so that it's thicker. And then I'm going to turn it on to medium speed. I'm going to let this mix for 3 minutes. I like to add just a little bit of a really good vanilla extract to it. I'll put in about a teaspoonful just to really bring out that vanilla flavor. So in goes the vanilla extract. Okay, and that should be well mixed together now. All right, now I'm going to scoop my whipping cream from here into here, and then I'll fold it in so that it turns this into more of a custard consistency. And if you're wondering why I didn't add any powdered sugar to my whipping cream to help sweeten it, well, this is already very sweet, and especially when we add the chocolate topping. So it's this is more for the texture than for the sweetness. So just fold it in. And if you've never folded something in before, you just literally, you're just like scooping and folding, scooping and folding. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I go all the way to the bottom and pull it up and through that whipping cream. Okay, that is mixed. Alright, next up I have graham crackers. I love this dessert. I think the hardest part is waiting overnight to eat some of it. Okay, so the first thing you do, line the bottom of your 9x13 baking dish with graham crackers. And you may have to break a few, that's okay. Cover the bottom as best you can. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to pour about half of this over the graham crackers. Okay, so there's the first layer. Now, more graham crackers. And if they overlap just a little, that's okay. The remainder of the pudding. And again, more graham crackers. So and it does take the full box of graham crackers, or at least almost all of them. And you really do want to try to cover as much of the bottom, each layer as you go up, as much as you can, because when you cut into it, you want it to come out with those really pretty, distinct layers. Now we're going to make the chocolate ganache. The first thing I'm going to do is turn on my hot plate and get the water hot. While that's heating, I have 2 bars of semi-sweet chocolate that I'm going to chop and put in this bowl. And it comes out looking like a yummy chocolate bar. It's in nice little squares. One of the easiest and best ways to do this is with a nice serrated knife. And I always like to give it a little extra pressure with my hand and fist so that I don't get any fingers in the way, and I just chop it up. And the smaller and finer you can chop it, the easier it is to get it to melt. Little bitty pieces, put them in a bowl. Now I've already measured the water in my little pot and set the bowl in on top to make sure that the bottom of the bowl and the top of the water do not come in contact, because you're just using the heat and the steam to melt the chocolate. And this is one of those things that you can do in the microwave, but I have a tendency to let it go too long in the microwave, and I end up overcooking my chocolate and it separates. Okay, this is starting to come up to a boil, so I'm going to turn it down to where it's just simmering. And I did stack these so that I can do half as many cuts. To the chocolate, I'm going to add a half cup of heavy cream. Just going to sit this on here. And again, the bottom of the bowl is not touching the water. And I just let it sit here and warm. And I stir it as it melts and blends together. And this takes a few minutes, so you just have, don't be impatient, don't turn up the heat. You don't want to do that. I've seen people say, you don't have to worry about stirring your ganache the whole time, just let it sit there and melt and then give it a good stir. Honestly, I'm too paranoid. Something going wrong or overcooking my chocolate or burning my chocolate. So I stand here and stir it the entire time. I've had it go too wrong too many times to leave it to chance now. So I just keep on working with it. Okay, and the chocolate is almost completely smooth now and melted. Just going to pour about a teaspoon of vanilla in. Stir that in. Okay, and the chocolate is nice and melted. Now I'm going to pour it over the graham crackers. Once you get it on here, just smooth it out, back of the spatula. Get it nice and even and smooth across the top. Cover all of the graham crackers. There it is. The Eclair cake is made, but it's not ready to eat yet. It needs to sit overnight in the refrigerator, or you could make it like early in the morning to have ready for that evening if you had something going on. But it needs to sit for several hours so that everything gets nice and soft, they meld and marry, and it will be worth the wait, I promise. See you back tomorrow at lunchtime when I give this a taste test. Okay, it's lunchtime. I've already given the family some, and now I'm about to have my first bite. Let's see. Oh, okay, one of the things I should warn you about, the ganache does get hard when you put it in the refrigerator for everything to set up. So if you want it to be soft when you serve it, you're going to need to pull it out and let it sit for a little while. Otherwise, you have that happen. That's okay. It's still going to taste good. Creamy. The graham cracker has gotten soft, and oh, that custard. The French vanilla is perfect in this. Add just that little bit of extra vanilla flavoring to it. And the ganache has just enough sweetness without being too sweet to complement all of the sweetness and all of the flavor in the rest of it. This is a winner. I'm going to get going so I can finish eating my dessert with the rest of the family. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure and give it a big thumbs up. If you've not already subscribed, please do so. It does help my channel. And while you're there, be sure to ring the bell so that you get a notification every time I upload a new video to YouTube. Thanks for watching. God bless.